How's it going, everyone? I'm Chris Short, manager of DevOps at Bankrate. Contribute to a bunch of different websites, opensource.com, dzone. Just contributed to a book. I have a couple copies if you're interested. Come see me. I do DevOps, lots of DevOps, and I share it as much as I can because DevOps is hard. But most importantly, I'm a gopher. So not really a great coder. I don't have a history in programming, but Go is surprisingly easy to use, so I really like it. Let me tell you a little story about a problem I had not too long ago. I was given a application. It's built by a third party. Never been supported before by my team. The contract with the development team was long gone. Not going to be any help from them. And oh yeah, the certificates are about to expire, and we need to replace them. Great. Oh, and by the way, the only instance of it running is in production. So good luck testing new certs or anything. You're going to have to figure this out. Oh, by the way, to make sure it never goes down because it's also a pet project of someone in senior leadership. Always happens that way, right? Never easy. So let's talk about certificates for a second. Certificate chains specifically. The idea is all the certs you need should be fully contained within the TLS packets that get sent out. So it can verify that this cert was issued by this certificate authority and any intermediates in between. Beauty of Go is that it does all that for you. This is the ultimate goal, right? We want A+, we want everything to be happy and good and well scored, and so that way if you're a publicly traded company, you don't get shamed or whatever on the internet because the internets are watching. So, okay, fine. We're a big corporate company. This is a previous employer, by the way, not at Bankrate. So we're a big company. We have a deal with some SSL certificate vendor. So we order certificates through them, and I'm like, okay, cool. There's no intermediate cert here. Let me go find it. Should be right on their website, and yeah, go look at their documentation. It's just utter chaos. It's like, oh, where did this cert come from? Which thing do I need to pick? Is it this cert? Is it this cert? Great. Awesome. Let me figure this out. So what do? We sit there and we're like, the docs are not that great. We're gonna have to tinker with this, and we have to figure it out locally because we can't, there's no dev environment. We can't stand one up. We need to get this done in the next couple days because the certs are about toast. Yeah, awesome, great, super fun, right? TLS. Actually, wait a minute. I can figure out some better way to do this. As opposed to using Nginx and OpenSSL and everything else, let's write some Go code, right? Go's awesome. Let's use it. So I wrote a 40-line tool, basically, and it uses a few components. The log package, obviously. I like logs. I like things that tell me when they fail, and that's the idea here, right? We want a fatal error if we load the web server with the TLS certificates, and they're not in the right order. So log helps me with that. Crypto TLS, I was talking to Dave Cheney about that earlier this week. He's like, it's just rock solid. I completely agree. It is an amazing, amazing implementation of RSC 5246. Even if it's just partial, it is awesome. So another reason why I like Go. Configure all your Cypher suites, you alert the curve, whatever you need in there, good to go. Simple, straightforward, no problem. Then obviously it's a web server, so we need a net HTTP. The listen and serve TLS function is very nice because it will pass that fatal error along to log to say, hey, this isn't in the right order. It's the beauty of the whole thing is that it's checking it for you as you start the application. So there's three other parts, mux, config, and serve. The config, we're obviously telling what certificates to use, what Cypher suites to use, and mux is short for multiplexers. We all love muxes. I do too, but the reason why is because it involves analog signals from long, long ago. The config piece is also helping us do the proper order of the Cypher suites, and that's very important because we don't want to serve our weakest Cypher suite first. A lot of clients will just pick the first Cypher suite it finds in the chain and just go. And most importantly, it fails spectacularly because I love when things fail fast. I do DevOps, so failure is ultimately embraced, and the second the certificate chain is wrong, I want to know that, not have to go and scan it and do anything else. So the code works. It works great. It's open source. You can find it on my GitHub page. Like I said, it's only 40 lines. You drop the 2 TLS certs in there with the Go package, and off you go. it works. You can actually hit that URL now. Feel free to. Google's doing all the back-end work there. It's just running one Go application. That obviously passed. It's very successful. The certs came from Let's Encrypt, but you could literally get the certs from anywhere as long as you have the right intermediate chain put together. It'll work. So in conclusion, I love Go for this very reason. This is a 6 meg binary that has the certs loaded in right next to it. Tells me it's in the right order or not. And you can put it anywhere. It runs great. You can externally test it to prove to your InfoSec teams, whatever you need. So thank you everyone here today. Thank you to GopherCon, especially thank you to Women Who Go and all the great folks that are sponsoring the diversity scholars here today. Thanks.